Hi everyone. Let's take a look at problem 9-8 where we will analyze the reclassification of debt. Alright, in this problem, PepsiCo Inc. is a $25 billion company in the beverage, snack food, and restaurant business. PepsiCo's annual report includes the following note. At year-end, $3.5 billion of short-term borrowings were reclassified as long-term, reflecting PepsiCo's intent and ability to refinance these borrowings on a long-term basis through either long-term debt issuances or rollover of existing short-term borrowings. Now, as a result of this classification, PepsiCo's current ratio improved from 0.51 to 0.79. Do you think the reclassification was appropriate? And why do you think management made the reclassification? The final question asks, as a financial analyst, would you use the current ratio before the reclassification or after the reclassification to evaluate PepsiCo's liquidity? So let's take a look at the answers. And I've had the opportunity to review the author's solutions, and I thought their word choice was very well. So let me slide that over, and we can take a look at what our authors had to say. Okay, from Libby and the other authors, the current liability classification is based on the expectation that the company will pay the liabilities during the subsequent year. Now, analysts are interested in the classification because it provides important information to use when predicting future cash flows. If management has the intent and the ability to refinance a short-term liability, then it will not result in a cash outflow. So in this circumstances, it's appropriate to reclassify the debt as long-term. Okay, now the current ratio for PepsiCo is very low when compared to most companies. The company, however, is not experiencing a liquidity problem. It generates large cash flows from operations and has a significant line of credit available if it needs additional funds. Furthermore, the industry traditionally operates with a relatively low current ratio. Coke, for example, has a 0.8 current ratio. It is therefore unlikely that management made the reclassification simply to increase its current ratio. Instead, the company was probably trying to get a better balance between short-term and long-term borrowings. Okay, now let's talk about the last question. Because management has the ability and the intent to refinance the borrowings on a long-term basis, the current ratio should be based on the reclassification. The analyst might want to use the ratio before reclassification if he or she thought that the reclassification was only intended to manipulate the ratio, and we don't think that's the case. The analyst should use caution, though, when comparing the current ratio for the current year after reclassification with the ratio for the previous year before reclassification. So that's what our authors had to say, and I thought their word choices were very well, so I've read that as part of the solution. And that takes care of problem 9-8. Thank you, everyone.